Hey everyone, welcome back to Descenders. I'm Encetic. With me on this video is just Ramirez.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Alright, so we have shown off the normal career mode, and it's time to show off Career Plus, which is unlocked once you get, I believe, 100,000 rep on your profile.
That is correct.
Alright, so Career Plus will be 4 new environments, 4 challenging, awesome environments for you to check out that will once again start you on one, and then you complete the boss jump on one, you go to the next, and you can get shortcuts to them, the later ones, by doing the boss jumps. So we're starting out in the desert.
This one is a great environment.
Yeah. The desert is both kind of really wide open, and also at the same time, usually the path is at the top of basically a hill.
Yeah, and this one's also different too because it doesn't actually have any stunts to it. Technically it generates with stunts, but it's always 0 on this because there is no preset set pieces on this one.
Right. And I'll kind of show that off once we get through the basic setup. But yeah, so the desert is steeper than you may think. You know, you look at this and you think, oh, that's kind of flat, but you'll be hitting that high speed, and so if you throw in a few tricks and you slide about, even if you stay on the path, you'll be gaining thousands of rep per level. And if you're feeling brave, you can pick a high steepness track and start, exploring off to the sides and racking up a ton of rep from some really big jumps.
Yeah, this one is relatively safe to go off path, unlike the Highlands, which actually does have quite a bit of stuff in the outside area, but you can go off path on this one pretty easily without having to have much worry besides maybe a few palm trees.
Right, yeah, it's not the objects that'll get ya, it's coasting over a jump and all of a sudden realizing, oh my god, I'm gonna fall 200 feet.
Oh yeah, and getting 100 kilometers an hour and
maybe that was a hyperbole, but yeah, going fast plus getting so much air that you land on an upslope or something. Yeah, you're not gonna make it. But
yeah, that's really the killer on this one too. Just not judging your jump well enough and slamming into the ground really hard.
Right. But we're gonna see kind of what it looks like to go off the trail and start sliding about, and I'm a fairly conservative player, so even with this, I was trying to keep myself alive with enough lives to get through without, taking too long. So, yeah, but it's really cool.
Yeah, this is a really fun starter one on this one. It's kind of like a big contrast to the Highlands, because you can really just do whatever you want on this one as long as you eventually get to the goal on this.
Right. I mean, it picks up really from where career mode left off in terms of steepness and with the tracks. And as I mentioned, even when it looks fairly flat, you'll end up getting high speed on it. I do want to mention that Career Plus is never where the daily challenge will take place or where any of your sponsor challenges for the day will be. When you're climbing up a sponsor, enemy or kinetic or arboreal, those will always be in the 4 regular environments that make up career mode. Even if they're specific to one area, finish 10 tracks in a certain area, it'll always be one of the 4 in normal career mode.
Now, there is something I gotta mention too that actually is a difference in Career Plus that you don't actually have in career mode. In Career Plus mode, there actually is no inclement weather modifier in Career Plus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you could check that too, because if you go into free ride, you can set modifiers for the tracks you generate, and there's actually no inclement weather for any of the environments in the Career Plus environments.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I don't think you can also get where's the path? I'm not sure. I guess you probably have to for arboreal sponsor challenges.
Yeah, I've pretty much always, when I've done a Career Plus run, I've pretty much always picked the Prevent Storm and No Path track options, because I heard about someone who got a no path on the final environment.
Ooh.
And, yeah, they did not seem too happy with how that went.
Yeah,
So,
no, the last ones are the worst ones for that.
Yeah. And also, there are no sponsor tracks on Career Plus.
Oh, I didn't actually know that.
I guess because we're both teaching each other something. I guess because, the main goal of the sponsor tracks is to get you to, getting 3 of one sponsor and get you on a team. So they probably figure by the time you get Career Plus, you're on a team and rising up through it.
Yeah, I don't know how you would honestly get to Career Plus without having at least a team at some point.
That's kind of sad, though, because, you saw how awesome and crazy, Kinetic got across Career Mode. Always generating a maximum steepness, low curves, no stunts track.
Yeah, you can get a lot of those in this one, though, so it's kind of like having Kinetic, but not really the same thing.
Right, but just, again, kind of getting that guaranteed level, or picking enemy and getting one with maximum stunts, or picking Arboreal and riding, off the road. Actually, if you are an Arboreal boy and you felt saddened by our disses on the Discord, on the Descenders Discord, there actually are a few Arboreal people.
Yeah, they're kind of few and far between. I guess it's probably just because, I don't think a lot of people really like doing the Where's the Path stuff because of, some of the reasons we mentioned in the previous videos where there's no checkpoints in it, so if you crash, you're going back to the top again.
Right. But King Krauts, who I believe has made a few custom levels, some more realistic paths. I believe he made the Red Bull downhill mountain biking track from 2017's Red Bull.
Yeah, I played that one. That was a really good modded track.
Yeah, I believe that one was him. I know I've seen his name around a bunch over there. But yeah.
So, the desert actually is a really good level for, farming items, too, if you ever just feel like trying to get as many rare items as possible, too. The way to do it is kind of risky, though, because what you have to do is get yourself into, the last stand mode, which is where if you have no lives left, you get double reputation for whatever you do, and then just kind of go crazy on the desert and rack up as many rep as you can.
Okay, is it double rep? I knew it gave you more rep than normal, but I didn't know, what the multiplier was.
Yeah, I believe it is double, and that actually does stack, too, with the Danger Zone and Helmet Cam as well.
Right, yeah, I know, what are the multipliers for Danger Zone and Helmet Cam? Do you know?
I'm not sure about those ones. I don't think it's double, though. I think it might be, 1.5 or something like that.
Okay. But I know that, being on last stand on a high steepness danger zone in the desert, which I have experienced once or twice, I have gotten 10,000, 12,000 rep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can rack up rep really quickly in this one.
Yeah. So, that's the way to get some cool items. Now, I don't think I ever really went over the items unlock tiers list, etc. Whatever. So I guess I'll bring that up. Well, actually, after I do the boss jump for the desert, which is...
Oh boy, you going for it?
Again, custom interesting. Maybe I do.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So you go up the side of a pyramid, and you get to do a sick jump up over the top of it and come down the other side. But I'm warning you, you do have to jump onto the ramp. It is not a smooth transition from pyramid to landing ramp.
Yeah, I've had a few situations where I embarrassingly, smashed into the ground while riding over that lip.
Right, yeah. And actually, I'll talk about the desert next, and... Oh, God, I'm gonna leave this playing for way too long, because I recorded it thinking I'd make this into 4 episodes, and so this is my transition point. But yeah, after you beat the desert, then you go to the jungle, and the jungle is also an awesome environment. It's basically a combination of canyon and peaks, and with a lot of emphasis on the canyon part. You'll see actually that the stunt jumps are basically taken from the canyon. Like, here's that tabletop. I believe I go back to try and get it, and you'll see that in the jungle, it's tree-topped. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really fun environment. I would also add, too, that this does have a lot of forest elements in it, too, just because of the sheer denseness of the environment around the track, too.
Right. With regards to the trees, really, it's kind of a combination of, forest, canyon, and peaks, and that, technically, the view is wide open, but it takes kind of the canyon's deal of sometimes if you go off the path, there will be a dip you're not expecting, and ramps that up. Very often in the jungle, you need to stay on the path, because if you fall off, you're falling into a pit of trees.
Yeah, just like in the peaks, where if you fall off the sides on that, there's no coming back from it.
Yeah, well, I've found, sometimes in the peaks you can get lucky, slide down the side of a mountain, land, eventually, and go, well, you know what? I'll just slowly make my way back up.
Just ride back up that mountain again.
I've had to do that a few times, yeah.
Yeah, I've had it a few times as well.
Yeah, I'm like careening down a mountain at like 100 kmh, and I'm just like, I'm kind of tunnel visioning towards the, 3 or 4 rocks in my way so that I can not hit those.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to like go between them. But yeah, jungle can be surprisingly hard. Once again, you feel like you can just see what's coming, but it can suddenly turn really steep on you.
Yeah, it's really dangerous. Like, it combines all the elements of like the last 3 environments of the first one, which make it a really deadly environment if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, but it also, I'd say, has a lot of variety in what you can get.
Yeah, I would agree on that too. Like, because it is like a combination of all the environments. You can get things where it's like you're just riding on a cliff face like you would in the peaks, or have those paths that cut between like mountains and stuff like that, like in the canyons. It really is a really good environment, and it also just looks really awesome as well too.
Yeah, we kind of saw an example of like being on a cliff face and then cutting through a mountain right after each other, one after each other. Yeah, I mean, and it's just so awesome looking, like just so colorful.
Yeah, it looks really awesome when you get to the sunset on this one too, with all the like sun coming through the trees.
Oh, but it gets like hazy as well, which I don't like.
Yeah.
Like it adds like a fog to the environment when it gets to sunset night. I don't like that.
Just more reason to get out before sunset then, right?
Yeah. How is night in the jungle? I don't remember it really.
The night is really, really dark in the jungle. Like it's really scary at night.
I can imagine the big trees probably take up a lot of the moonlight.
Yeah, it does look gorgeous as well, but absolutely terrifying.
Right. I mean, since we recorded, like, for example, the forest video 2, I've tried out riding at night in the forest and become more comfortable with that. But I could see where night in the jungle would be pretty much impossible.
Yeah, because the jungle does have a lot of those like massive drops too, which the light doesn't really help you gauge at all.
Right.
Kind of like in the peaks, so it's still very dangerous. It's obviously less dangerous than the forest since it's not quite as steep there.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to talking about what I said I was gonna talk about, which is like the tiers of unlocking an item and unlocking a certain rarity of an item. So it plays by the Descenders plays by kind of the Diablo system, the Borderlands system, the standard system of like white is most common rarity, and then white, green, blue, purple. But in Descenders, that top rank, that orange rank, legendary is saved for items that you unlock for doing specific things, like the chicken mask for skipping the boss jump in Highlands.
Yep. Or by winning like Discord competitions and stuff like that too.
Right. So actually, like the best rarity you can unlock with a run is a purple. But let's see. I don't remember where and this is gonna sound like a flex, but I don't remember where the not cutoffs, but like where the tiers for white, and green are. But once you get 10,000 rep in a run, you now have a 20% chance at getting a blue rarity item. And what the game does is it'll roll for the highest tier, and if you don't pass that roll, then it will roll for the next tier. And so getting 10,000 would give you a 20% for a blue, but it gives you a 100% for a green. So if you don't get a blue, you will get a green. You won't drop down and only get a white. Then your probability rises up 20% per 10,000 rep you get until you get to 50,000 rep. At 50,000, you have a 20% chance for a purple, 100% chance for a blue. Then, every 50,000 rep you get in a run, your purple chance increases. So if you get 250,000 rep in a run, you have a 100% guaranteed of getting a purple, an extraordinary.
Yeah, that is correct, and it's very difficult to get that 250,000 unless you're like a god tier at Descenders, which some people are. I'm definitely not one of them.
I don't know how they do it, man. Sometimes I'll load the game up and check how I did in the daily, and someone will have gotten like 700,000 rep.
Yeah.
And again, the daily is over, career mode, not career plus, so Highlands.
Oof. Oh wow, that was jank.
I'm just kind of sitting there.
Just like, I guess it's my...
This is life. I remember, I was like, I really should have bailed there, so let me take a homie life off. Let me give the game one.
Just giving the game what it deserves on that one?
Just giving me what I deserve on that one, I think.
I mean, that was a pretty impressive recovery on that one, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think I was getting back.
Yeah, not with like 80-degree sheer cliffs that you had there.
Yeah.
I will say too, I've noticed that you've been getting a lot better with wheelies in this one too, because you've been flexing with some wheelies in some spots.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to keep that rep multiplier going without doing nothing and having it decrease, wheelies are a pretty good, if not really that efficient. They don't give you a lot of points, but they will keep your multiplier paused until you get to the high speed or get to the next jump or something. Wheelies are a decent way of doing that. I still find that there's almost no middle ground between getting a wheelie that, is pretty low and, gravity will make you end it pretty quickly versus getting one where you jump way too far back, and if you're not paying attention, you're just going to keep holding back and fall.
Yeah,
the
wheelies
sweet
are
spot
really
is very sweet.
Yeah, that is very true. That's why I try to avoid doing wheelies as much as possible. For me, to keep my combos going, I just normally do a little bunny hop in the middle of the path, so it'll still give you points for having air time, but it'll keep your combo going, so you don't have to lose it quite quickly. Yeah,
you get a point or two of air, but it'll also reset your, or it'll also pause your, I guess, multiplier degradation clock or whatever. Yeah.
Something else I noticed too, which is something I've been trying to avoid doing now, is if you actually do too many of the same tricks like the Superman or no-hander and stuff, eventually it stops counting that towards your combo. So what I've been trying to do is kind of bust out all of my tricks that I have that are unique, and then let my combo run out so I can cash in on that, and then go back to do it more again, so you get the points for doing those tricks again.
Okay, so wait, it remembers across basically your entire combo, so you can never do enough other tricks for a trick to reset as long as you have your combo?
Yeah, so if you do a no-hander backflip or something like that, if you try to do another no-hander backflip, it'll say you just did a backflip and not count the points for no-handers.
Yeah, and that happens after you do 2 no-handers. I've very quickly gotten something like that, and honestly I thought it was the game glitching out.
Yeah, it does account for stale tricks as well, so once you start getting all your stuff stale, it'll actually start decreasing your rep you get if you just keep doing the same stunts over and over again too.
Huh. Okay, yeah, I have noticed, I've done a whole lot of wheelies, so now this next one, even though I hold it for, 5 seconds is only worth like 2 points, but
Yeah.
I didn't think it would go that far.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was doing like the farming stuff on the desert, because eventually I would just start losing reputation even when I'm busting like these sick tricks off the dunes.
Oh, that's not fun. It reminds me of, oh, what game was it? Oh, we're at the boss jump already.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Eventually.
That's gonna hurt. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So yeah, the boss jump is, again, it's like you don't have to hit a landing ramp, but the area on the other side is fairly thin, so it's not as forgiving as like Canyon, but it is, I think, more forgiving than when you have to land on a landing ramp.
Yeah, I've found like all the Career Plus mode boss jumps to be a lot easier than their career mode counterparts. I guess maybe feedback or something like that from the developers.
Aside from the one in the next environment, Favela, which we'll get to at the start of next video. So next video, we've gone through 2 of the 4 Career Plus environments, and so we'll be going to Favela and then the 4th environment after that. But thank you, and I'll see you next time.